Hello and welcome to HBM's Crypto Corner for Wednesday, January 10th, 2024. We have quite a few things to talk about, so let's get started. The Loch Ness Mystery blog has released their Nessie review of 2023. Whatever may have come to pass at Loch Ness in 2023, it was always guaranteed to be the year of anniversary. As 90 years passed since this story of a strange beast in the loch took off in 1933. Of course, stories have circulated for centuries before and even up to 1930, but this stuck, and it has stuck in the public imagination and media attention ever since. I recall the events around the 80th anniversary in 2013 as a special symposium was organized in Edinburgh, and a commemorative trip was made out to the spot where Aldie McKay saw her 20-foot double-humped creature. However, this 90th anniversary took on a more public persona as new owners of the Loch Ness exhibition arrived on the scene and announced a new redesign of the current exhibition. By the 10th of June, Continuum Attractions opened their new exhibition to the world, about 5 weeks after the 90th year since the Inverness Courier newspaper article announced the monster to an unsuspecting world. So apparently there is a new exhibition at the Loch Ness. I guess it's a museum there, close to the loch. Sounds pretty cool. Here's an older picture. Inevitably, we are going to roll over into a lot of 90th anniversaries in 2024, starting with the famous Arthur Grant land sighting, which follows this coming Friday. So much for the anniversaries. What about the other claimed sightings of the Loch Ness Monster in 2023? The official Loch Ness Monster sightings register at this link documents 9 accounts, 2 include sketches, 1 include a video, and 5 include photographs. The site makes no mention of the video taken by Maddie and Aga, but mentions a video taken by Richard Story on the 3rd of October, whose account reads, Richard Story, visiting from Wigton, was on the high walk from Fort Augustus to Invergary when he reported seeing a creature swim from the bank to the center of the loch at 10:45 a.m. It then disappeared and then reappeared. He took some pictures and a video. Here's looks like a couple of stills. I think this is supposed to be Loch Ness Monster, but it could just as easily be something else. Looks like a sketch, or at least a drawing here. Here's some alleged photographs from 2018, which were released last year. Nessie seems to be pretty good for business over there in that area and in those towns. Or no, there actually still is a Nessie. It's one wonder, doesn't it? In Wintergreen, Virginia, apparently there were some alleged sightings of Sasquatch or Bigfoot. Here's a video.
Is Bigfoot real? Well, some folks thought they got their answer this week. There were many sightings of a large hairy figure in Wintergreen, on the mountain, in wooded areas, even caught on Ring cameras. There were so many questions, the Wintergreen Police Department made a post about it. Chief Dennis Russell says it was all staged.
It was just, I guess, maybe something that maybe got out of hand, but it was all fun and games. I think he just wanted to maybe elevate people's happiness during the holiday season.
Chief Russell says the Bigfoot imposter stopped when he found out people were taking it more seriously than he expected.
If your resolution for
Well, there you go. But could there actually be something behind the staged sighting? Could there actually be a Sasquatch in that area? You have to wonder about that. If the area is viable enough, if there's food, water, and shelter, then I don't suppose there would be any problems for a population of these creatures to live there. But who knows? Maybe it all was just a hoax. That's entirely possible. Hoaxes always seem to proliferate. It's unfortunate to see hoaxes get so much prominence around the country, around the world, actually. There's hoaxing around the world going on as well. So, but I guess hoaxing is something we have to deal with, unfortunately. Here's another article from the LochNessMystery.blogspot.com blog. Tim Dinsdale and two original LNIB sighting reports. It was a while back when I got my first view of some original sighting reports from the Loch Ness Investigation Bureau, which existed from 1962 to 1972. I don't recall if I was looking at an original or a photocopy, but certainly the contents were genuine enough. I was looking at two eyewitness testimonies to the same event on the 13th of October 1971, which was of the double hump type, one of the most common genres amongst Loch Ness Monster testimonies. The eyewitnesses were two police officers, Inspector Henry Henderson and Sergeant George McKenzie. Both sightings came to the attention of the LNIB, who interviewed them and invited them to fill in sighting reports. Each were 2 pages long, with each side consisting of the kind of questions you would expect, such as personal information about the eyewitnesses, their location, distance to object, description of object in terms of appearance and motion, weather conditions, lock conditions, and any camera information if a picture was taken, which did not happen. On the last page is a simple outline map of the lock, inviting the witness to place the position of themselves in the object. This is finished off with a signed declaration. Now, it has to be said that there are a lot of these reports still held in archives, but they are not available online due to data protection laws. In other words, nothing can be published without the eyewitness's consent, though I suspect that if all personal details were simply removed, that would cease to be an issue. Here are the two eyewitness declarations. There is a sketch, as you can see, from this report. Another sketch of some sort. And yet another, I think this is a spectrogram of some sort, not a sketch. And here's a representation of a map of some sort, with a photo of Loch Ness. I'll let you guys take a look at the reports, see what you think of them. Pretty cool stuff, though. Personally, I think it's important to expose hoaxes and misidentifications and other things of that nature in the Sasquatch field. Bigfoot unmasks the surprising truth behind Todd Standing's wild claims. For years, people have been fascinated by Bigfoot, a mysterious creature believed to live in North American forests. This elusive being, also known as Sasquatch, represents a tantalizing mystery at the intersection of folklore, science, and the unexplained. In recent years, one name has become particularly synonymous with the quest to prove Bigfoot's existence: Todd Standing. A self-proclaimed expert and documentarian, Standing has stirred considerable attention and controversy within the cryptozoological community with his bold claims of having definitive evidence of the creature's existence. His assertions, showcased in videos and documentaries, not only intrigue enthusiasts but have also attracted the scrutiny of skeptics and experts in the field. Standing's journey, marked by a blend of staunch advocacy and contentious debates, raises pivotal questions about the nature of evidence, the pursuit of mystical creatures, and the fine line between belief and scientific inquiry. This article delves into the heart of Standing's claims, examining the intricate tapestry of belief, skepticism, and the quest for truth in the enigmatic world of Bigfoot research. There's a background on Todd Standing, the main story, scrutiny. Supposedly, this is a Sasquatch face, supposedly. But it does look more like a human in camo paint.
Alright guys, here's the scoop. I reached out to this guy, Todd Standing. He agreed to go hiking with me in the mountains to try and find Bigfoot. So let's do it. Let's go meet him. How's it going? Philip. Hi.
We have some scouting out to do. If a Sasquatch comes around and charges at us, you can put your hands on her. Mine. She's mine. You'll sit down and eat grass.
So we walked over to Todd's truck as he was getting ready, and I don't know if he wasn't expecting us to walk over that fast or what, but as I approached, I saw the blonde girl he was with in the back seat holding like a gorilla glove, like the kind you'd get at a Halloween store or something.
Very suspicious over here.
What was up with that Sasquatch glove in the back seat?
I don't know. I'm gonna definitely grill him on that one. So.
Yeah.
Dude, I drove up in my truck. I slammed my doors. Every Sasquatch was up on that hill knows I'm here.
What was the deal with the Sasquatch glove?
Oh, just my brother-in-law got it. It was a joke. He was just fucking with me. You scat. You're gonna pick up scat samples because they're gonna poop. Whatever you do with a scat, you're gonna go scat here, scat.
What do you think of Joe Rogan?
Joe Rogan's a hater of mine.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. I can see he gets very passionate. He gets really hateful about it.
Mm-hmm.
But I could bash the hell out of him. I could tear him limb from limb. Boom, boom, boom. Frump, 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 frump. Frump, frump. Boop, boop. Boom, 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 boom. Boop, 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 boop.
I slowly realized I was following this complete stranger into the wilderness, miles away from any city, no cell phone reception, no food or flare gun or GPS, and the sun was about to set. And I started to have a full-blown anxiety attack. Todd, I think you're a great guy. I think you're very passionate, and whether there's BS involved or not, I can still tell Bigfoot means a lot to you. You wanted to say Sam Squanch. Say it.
Sam Squanch.
She wanted to say Sam Squanch at least once in the video.
Very interesting. Evidence the Bigfoot is human?
Todd, appreciate you taking some time for us here today. Can you tell us how this lawsuit came about?
Well, it's been over 12 years I've been going to Fish and Wildlife and telling them, here's evidence, here's video footage, these are Sasquatch. Come out with me in the field and I will show you a Sasquatch. And for over a decade, they've been denying me that. And this is in Alberta, British Columbia, Montana, Washington, and California. Those states and provinces, Fish and Wildlife, will not come out with me and will not allow me to show them a Sasquatch. So now I'm suing them, starting in British Columbia, for dereliction.
Okay, so now he is claiming he can produce Sasquatch on demand. Nobody can produce Sasquatch on demand. I got news for you. So that should be a big red flag right there for anybody who's interested, even thinking about hooking up with this guy.
Of duty. This is a wildlife species. It's their job. They have to take responsibility for it, and I'm suing them for not. Just the same way you'd sue a police officer who's not enforcing the law when it's his job to do so. And I don't want to hear excuses. It's their job. Enforce the law. Media like yourself go around and do stories when police officers or fishery officers eyewitness a Sasquatch, and Fish and Wildlife doesn't show up. They don't do anything. The incident with the police officer in northern British Columbia, he didn't know what to do. He was there twice, scaring off a Sasquatch, and that's not his job. It's a wildlife issue. Where was Fish and Wildlife? And I'll tell you where. They were nowhere, doing nothing. That's what they do when it comes to Sasquatch.
And so you say you have evidence beyond reasonable doubt that Sasquatch exists. Can you tell us a bit about that evidence?
I have every piece of evidence. I have DNA, I have forensic evidence, I have eyewitness testimony from professors and engineers, doctors, PhDs, people that have absolutely unequivocally seen the species, DNA that is undeniable from multiple sources. I mean, if this was a murder trial, the person being charged with murder is going to jail for sure. Like, this is an ocean of evidence, and if this goes to trial, which is what they don't want, which is the difficulty to get it to go to trial, but if it goes to trial, I'll win. The problem is we need some sort of precedent case study to show the judge that this sort of lawsuit has gone to trial before, and that's what's really difficult. We're trying to compare ourselves to civil allegations and tobacco companies, and it's hard to make that connection so a judge can let this go to court, because he doesn't care how much evidence we have. He just needs to see a precedent, and that's what the difficulty is right now.
And so what is a successful outcome for you in this lawsuit?
When I win, I will have proven that Sasquatch is real, A, and therefore Fish and Wildlife are derelict in their duty, B, and the outcome will be I'm going to ask them to go on a 3-month ecological survey with me into the wilderness in British Columbia or Alberta or Montana, wherever it is, and I will show them everything they need to know about a Sasquatch to begin the appropriate biological...
Todd, here's the thing. Nobody that's ever filed a lawsuit referring to Sasquatch has ever won it. He seems to be pretty confident that he's going to win his lawsuit. I don't know. Todd's, his personality puts me off big time. Is that what is behind the way I feel about Todd Standing? No. There's also that, the guy's a hoaxer, period. He's a hoaxer. We need to call him out.
Study and acknowledgement of this species.
And Todd, do you know when this is coming back to court?
Well, the judge is going to render a decision, and we'll see what happens after that. But no matter, if he lets it go to trial, I'll win the trial. If he doesn't let it go to trial, we'll find a new way, or I'll go to Alberta, or actually California's next. The law there has been much more agreeable than it has here in Canada, and we'll go give California a try.
Well, Todd, it's quite a case, and one we will most certainly be following. I appreciate you taking some time for us this afternoon.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
He claims to have DNA evidence.
This video is about Todd Standing, and he claims that he has evidence that the Bigfoot named Sasquatch is 100% real. You are introduced in this video with my arguments, findings and facts to answer the question, is Todd Standing the real deal or a hoaxer?
Great. I'm not going to play that entire video. You guys can take a look at it for yourself, because this link will be below, as all my links are. But this is, like I say, it's important to point out the hoaxers and to expose the hoaxers. Now, this article doesn't seem to be too critical of Todd Standing, but I don't know. It seems to kind of take a neutral stance on him, you might say. Interesting. Lauren Coleman has released his complete book list for 2024, including books he has contributed to. Maybe not necessarily written, but he's contributed to a lot of stuff. He's featured in Scooby Doo, Big Book of Cryptid Trivia, Monsters from the Pine Tree State, United States of Cryptids, Bigfoot in Maine. I believe he wrote the forward for that one. Just a list of books he's either written or contributed to. There's been a forward or an afterword. These are just some of these, just a list of the books that he's either introduced or forwarded or written himself. The link will be below, so you guys can take a look at everything, every book cover. I'm just kind of skimming through it right now. But you guys can take a look. Now, this is apparently all the books he's either written or contributed to. He's even contributed to the Anomalist newsletter, I guess. Here's the trading cards, myth or real collector cards. I have these cards. I have the entire set. They're pretty cool. I highly recommend everybody try and seek them out if you can find them. Fortunately, because of Brian Seach, I have them. Lauren has been contributing to or writing books for quite a long time. I mean, he goes back to the 1970s. So there you go. That's the entire. Like I said, you can. I'll include the link to this below so you guys can peruse it to your heart's content. So you guys might want to take a look. Cryptozoology had a lot of passings in 2023, and Lauren Coleman on his blog CryptoZoo News has highlighted all of the top passings of 2023 in cryptozoology. Ian Punnett, who was a regular host on Coast to Coast AM, David Oren, who was interested in the Mapinguari, Larry Batson, David Perkins, Peter Burns, of course, the last of the four horsemen of Sasquatchery, Phil Shaw, Claudia Ackley, Ted Bestine, who created the comic Bugsport, Riku Browning, who portrayed the Gill Man and Creature from the Black Lagoon, Brittman Mullis, Robbie Knievel, Linda Dillon, who was in Harry and the Hendersons. That's it. All the crypto passings. Series of Sasquatch sightings in Virginia community prompt police response. A series of suspected Sasquatch sightings in the Virginia community prompted the local police department to issue a statement wherein they revealed that the creature was merely a prankster in a costume. According to a local media report, the odd slap occurred late last month when several people in the town of Wintergreen either spotted what appeared to be Bigfoot in the wild or inadvertently captured photos of the elusive cryptid by way of their doorbell cameras. It would seem that the sightings were so prevalent that word of the weird series of events eventually reached the town's police department, which was forced to take to social media and clear up the matter. This is basically the same story I talked about earlier. The same thing. It's just the same thing. In case you guys want to take a different perspective on it from the Coast to Coast AM website. And that's going to do it for this week. I want to thank you very much for tuning in. You guys truly are the heart of the show. And I always say that, but hey, I always mean it. And by the way, I want to send a special shout out to Paul Daglian on Facebook. He's been sharing the link to my show on the Bookwas Crew Facebook page. In case you don't know what the Bookwas Crew is, that's a group of Sasquatch researchers which really takes the time to look at the facts of the cases before they make any rash judgments. And that includes Thomas Steenberg, by the way, part of the Bookwas Crew. They stick to the facts and never deviate from the facts. So I appreciate Paul sharing my HBM's Cryptid-Corner shows on that page for those guys to peruse my show. So thanks, Paul. Anyway, I'll continue to do this as long as you guys want me to. This is my 9th year starting on the show. It started out as a podcast. Now it's a video podcast. So I guess for almost 16 years it's been around. So I appreciate it, guys. And until next week, y'all be good or be good at it. This is May-HBM Cryptid-Corner.